Well,
Yeah.
it's easier for me to get to Liverpool than it is for me to get
Where
to
you
London.
from?
Birmingham.
Oh, yeah.
So,
What's all Liverpool's easy in London?
oh yeah, it's like an
No
hour
one
and
wants to go to
50.
London, do they? It's a nightmare, isn't it?
Does my head in.
I know, I'm the same.
So when I heard that this was like, yeah,
Made up.
I was like,
Yeah,
get
that's
in.
right. Yeah. Hopefully more of
Cheaper
them to
hotel
come, innit?
prices,
Yeah.
easy to get to, easy to get back from.
Hopefully more of them to come as well.
I hope so.
Therefore,
I hope so, especially with your gym on the map as well, and all like there's quite
five
a
of us
few.
on it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's good, isn't it?
I tell you what, Paul's going to be collecting in the change that week.
He's going to be busy though on the night, isn't he?
That'd be a nightmare. And you listen, without further ado, a warm welcome to Brad Strand, a fighter that I've watched for a while. So it's an absolute pleasure to get you on the channel. Brad, welcome.
Thank you.
Talk to us then, October the 5th.
Yeah.
We are here.
October the 5th, yeah. Just obviously it's been a long time coming since my last one, so I'm just looking forward to getting back in there and, you know, sort of getting finally past that last fight, because, you know, it wasn't my best night, obviously. I've had a few hard months, but I've turned the corner. I've been training harder than I ever have, and I'm more than ready.
If it's all right with you, I want to obviously go back to that fight. I get it. It's not easy losing, is it?
No.
Talk to us about that, because I think sometimes us fans, we kind of like skim over it. We're like, yeah, he's lost. Okay, when's he fighting again? Or we move on to the next. We're a bit fickle like that.
Yeah.
But what is it like for you?
Straight after, I just like, obviously my head was gone because I'm not used to losing either. So like, and you don't ever see it happening going into a fight. So then, obviously my head was chocker, and then I had a little holiday, and then I've come back, and then like I've been training, and like my head's still a bit everywhere, and then it took me a good like month to probably get over it. Yeah, I've felt really low on that, but then I feel like I've really turned the corner now. Like I'm feeling fitter and stronger than ever. It's like I've found an extra gear. Like it's given me that kick up the arse that I needed, and obviously spoke with Paul and Ants, you know, my trainers, and we've looked at little changes that can be made, and they're all getting made. So, you know, I'm excited to fight on the 5th and show everyone actually how good I am, because I feel like I didn't get the chance to show it on the night.
You know what, I can quite happily from my heart actually say it's so nice to hear that, because we see fighters that lose and then they disappear. Their head can go, I get it.
Sure.
But then we don't really see them again. But like you said, your head had a wobble, you went away for a bit.
And that's expected, like, you know, this is my life, so like, I'm going to feel low when I get beat, because obviously it's the last thing that I wanted, and, you know, it's given me a little boost that I needed. You know, you hear people say, and a lot of people said to me after it, like, this will be just what you need, and at the time you're like, oh, I don't want to hear that, but I think I'm starting to realise maybe it was the thing that I needed.
You talk about turning the corner. What was it that made you turn the corner, Brad? What was it that like ding moment came in and it was like, okay?
I don't even know. I just feel like I've just found, like, even all the lads are saying, like, I've just found an extra gear in training, that like I've always trained hard, but it's like I've just found that little extra gear, and, you know, I've been ready to fight for months now, but obviously because this show was happening in October, I've obviously been waiting for this, so I'm just excited to get in there now.
When you talk about the training, like different little bits of changes, stuff that you might have seen, like to up the gears, to improve yourself. When you reflect on, obviously, the fight that you had before, what would you say that has most improved? And we can only go by training, because obviously it depends on your next fight, doesn't it? The proof's in the pudding.
That's it. Well, obviously there's been a few things, you know, a few technical things, and then just a few things in my own head, but like as you just hit the nail on the head. Like, it's all right doing it in the gym, you've got to do it on the night, and that's what I didn't do. So, like, I think maybe just in my own head and my own attitude going into the fight has got to be a little bit better moving forward.
But keeping active, you haven't been out long.
No, I haven't been. No.
So to be fair, you've got to give yourself a little bit of credit, like you said.
Yeah.
You know, you've had a month where it's been but you went straight back in, and you're going straight back out.
Yeah, of course.
You've got to give yourself some credit for that, right?
Yeah, definitely. I was always going to do that, you know, like, this is my life, I don't know nothing else, and, you know, I know I'm good enough to make something in this sport, and obviously I just didn't get the chance to show it that night, so I just want to show it again. Like, obviously I've got to do a few interviews and I've got to say things, but I don't want to go around saying, oh, I'm this, I'm that. I just want to show people.
Does that get frustrating for you? I know, I get it, it's media, we're all here, and we're kind of like vultures on you guys. I get it, I understand the frustrations, and that's why sometimes I look at a fighter and think, do they actually want to speak? Do they actually want to go over everything again? So I get it, you're probably going to have to say this 10 or 15 times today. But that mindset, how do you get into that mindset of like, okay, this is my first fight, this is the comeback fight, and you get into that mindset of, okay, I've got to switch on and I've got to be prepared for these questions that I might not necessarily want to answer.
This is all part and parcel of boxing, and like boxers might not like it, but like you can't have one without the other. Like it's got to be done, and it's in a way it's just as important as the fights, really, isn't it? Like all this stuff, it's selling the fights, and without selling the fights, there'd be no shows with the. So it's all got to be done.
We mentioned your coach Paul has got a few of yous on the card. It's almost like the Paul Stevenson show, really, isn't it? With the Queensbury banner above it. What is it like having Paul as a coach? I mean, I've got a lot of respect for him, but your words.
He's unbelievable. He's more of like, look at him as like more of a teacher than a coach. Like just with the way he'll put things across to you, just makes you explain it, and like it'll be like he'll put it across a different way to like maybe Nick as he does to me, in a way that we'll both understand it in our own way. And obviously you only have to look at the lads in the gym and what's coming through, like proof's in the pudding, innit?
The thing is with Paul, he's been around for a minute, and it's nice to see him finally get his fighters, onto the main stage, get these
First
opportunities.
world champion.
Absolutely. And you talk about that graft. What kind of inspiration do you get from him? Fair enough, he's your coach. He's not in there.
Yeah.
You're the one that's in there.
Yeah.
But what kind of inspiration does he give you as a fighter?
Yeah, well,
because he's a fighter himself.
He's more dedicated than any of the lads. He's there every day. Then he's there with the amateurs. He lives it just as much as us. So it's good to see, innit?
So talk to us then. 5th of October, the comeback. I get it. You don't want to say you this. You don't want to say you that. You want to get in there and show us what you're capable of, and we know what you are capable of. But what kind of performance do you want to put on for us?
Definitely more spiteful than, because obviously everyone knows I'm a good boxer, and I like to outbox people and whatever and take me time, but definitely looking to be more spiteful and a bit more agency in my work, definitely.
We love it. Listen, thank you so much for your time. I know that we're going to be probably going up there in a bit, so I'll be interested to see what you're going to be saying at your press conference, but I wish you all the best. Huge fan of the gym. So it's nice to see all of you out together on this card on October the 5th in Liverpool.
Strand, thank you, can't wait.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.